This is my biggest problem with Aaron Boone. It just seems like he just doesn't want to win. How do you trade for Austin Slater from the Chicago White Sox? The White Sox who haven't been relevant unless it's about losing triple digit games. That's when the White Sox are relevant. And you go out and you get Austin Slater. And then he gets injured. Hasn't started since August 4th, over a month, in a absolutely, 12 game, stint where the Yankees are playing four teams that are 100% going to be in the playoffs. You have the Astros, Blue Jays, Tigers, and Red Sox. Now you're playing in a series against the Red Sox, who are a game or two behind you, and you have them lead off. Lead off. So you're telling me Austin Slater is the person you want with his bat the most. You want him to get the most at bats in a fundamentally important series against the Red Sox, who they have been owning the Yankees this season. And you didn't only do it once, you did it multiple times since he's came back. Multiple times. And you want to know how he actually responded to that? Against the Tigers, 5 at bats. Okay, you got a hit, got an RBI, right? 3 strikeouts. Then they don't play him twice against the Red Sox. And then, boom, he gets the lead off again, gets 4 at-bats, 3 strikeouts. Hat trick of strikeouts. With the New York Yankees, 9 games played, 18 at-bats. He has 2 hits, 11 strikeouts. And this is the guy who you have leading off against the Tigers and the Red Sox in must-win games. Must-win games. So where does this make sense? Where you have Austin Slater getting the most at-bats. And the funny thing is, Trent Grisham's having a 30 home run season. And most of these have came off a leadoff spot. He's been fundamentally great leading off for the New York Yankees. And there's no reason, I don't care. I really don't care. There's not really a fair explanation. Because, okay, you might say, oh, it's because of the righty-lefty thing. Okay, I'd rather have Trent Grisham, batting against a lefty than Austin Slater. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm sorry. But literally, there's so many other ways you can go about this than benching Trent Grisham as a whole for a guy who's hitting 111. 111. I don't care. I really don't care. Because the truth of the matter is, righty-lefty situation, I understand it's crochet. Slater came out and went 0 for 4. It's not like this guy came out and was 2 for 4 instead. Trent Grisham, I'd rather have him go out there. He can't do any worse than that. He genuinely can't do any worse than the 3 strikeouts. Oh, he did 4 strikeouts. He went 0 for 4. Like, genuinely, this is my thing with Aaron Boone. It just doesn't make sense. Austin Slater, he's been hurt for over a month. In a must-win situation, you have him leading off. Pathetic. I'm not saying Trent Grisham to be the leadoff. I'm just saying it's a better option. It's genuinely a better option for Trent Grisham to be leading off, even if it's lefty-lefty, because at the end of the day, this guy's batting 111. 111, and you're catering to his, the righty-lefty for him. You're putting him in positions to succeed. You're putting the bat in his hands the most times than any other hitter, than Aaron Judge, than Giancarlo Stanton, than all of these players. They're getting the least amount of at-bats compared to Slater because Slater's leadoff. He's going to get the bat in his hand first, and he's going to get it more times because he's leading off. And there is a point in the game where Trent Grisham does come in and he strikes out, right? And then you got to take a batter out, and you're like, oh, well, you know what, Slater? You're done, man. We're not going to have the bat in your hands no more. You're lead off, so there's a good chance if somebody gets on base, we're going to need somebody else batting, No, he actually stayed on the field. They took out Giancarlo Stanton. No more hits from Stanton, and we're going to see Slater again possibly if, they go back to the top of the lineup. You see, it's just the common sense isn't there. It genuinely just is not there with Aaron Boone. These decisions is the reason why. You go to the World Series. You lost the World Series because somebody mismanaged the team, and that's the manager, Aaron Boone. All you see with Aaron Boone's career as the New York Yankees manager is mismanagement, over-managing, making bad decisions. Who in their right mind is putting Austin Slater in a series with the Boston Red Sox, who are beneath you in the wild card race, right there, right next to you, in a must-win situation in September. Nobody in their right mind. Sometimes you really have to think of the analytics crew, Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone, are secretly Boston Red Sox fans. Like, you got Walsh the for the Astros Yankees, who was secretly a Red Sox fan. I would not be surprised if these guys were as well, the way they make these decisions. The Volpe situation, Slater leadoff. These are pathetic decisions. Pathetic. Because I understand maybe in his career he had decent numbers against lefty, starting pitchers. But this season he's hitting 111 coming off a month-long injury. It's done with Slater. Find a different way because it's clearly not going to be with Austin Slater leading off. Anybody could tell you this. Anybody in their right mind, Sometimes these things like this just make you regret Aaron Boone's, walk-off home run in the playoff where he put the Yankees in the World Series that they didn't even win. Because if it wasn't for this, he would never be a manager. He would genuinely never be. That one moment has him having a managerial career. And I honestly regret that it ever happened because it didn't even lead to a World Series. Instead, it's led to a manager to mismanage the Yankees out of possibly multiple potential World Series championships. That's the serious fact of the matter there. But anyways, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Do you think putting Austin Slater at leadoff is a good decision or a bad one? Let me know. And if you think it's a good one, let's explain it to me. Elaborate on it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching.